Honestly, what Mainoo is doing, he's doing some great work at the moment. There's no denying that. But honestly, a lot of the stuff he's doing, I think Declan Rice should have been doing. You know, it shouldn't be on, you know, Mainoo to come in at however old he is, or 18. I don't know how old he is. Yeah, it shouldn't be on him to come in at however old he is and basically do Declan Rice's job. I'm a Declan Rice fan, particularly once he joined Arsenal. Because naturally I am an Arsenal fan. You know, I remember when we signed him, I'm thinking 100 mil for this guy. Like, is he even that much better than Xhaka? You know, I'm like 100 mil, and he needs to be like a huge upgrade on Xhaka for 100 mil. But he's hit the ground running, and he's been tremendous for Arsenal. And I was hoping to see the Declan Rice for Arsenal that we see. The Declan Rice for Arsenal that we see is what I wanted to see from Declan Rice at England, if that makes sense. Unfortunately, it's not really been the case so far. We've had to have someone alongside him. It's clear that Southgate's asked him to sit, which is fine. Which is fine, I guess, tactically. It's worked so far. The games have been really boring, apart from the last game against the Netherlands. But we've got to the final, so we can't complain too much about that. But mainly as a wow factor, you know, I didn't watch too much of him at United because I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't watch too many United games, but you know, I hear a lot of the hype around him, and then I see him play for England, and I'm like, this kid, he's got a lot of raw talent. You don't see that a lot nowadays, and I tell you why I don't see that a lot nowadays, because I don't know if Kobbie Mainoo might be the same as these other players and just be in academies from like the age of 8. You're in academies from like 8, and they're all teaching you the same way to play. You're all just going to be system players, which is why I think, you know, we see such little creativity in terms of the attacking players nowadays, where all the best wingers in the world are just, you know, drive and cross it in, or drive, stop, cut it in, and there's no flair. There's nothing about them, you know. There's no Neymars, there's no Ronaldinhos, there's no Messis, even Ronaldo. Early days Ronaldo at United when he was playing on the wing, crazy tech, crazy skill. But Mainoo's sort of built. I'm not gonna say he's as good as those guys. I'm definitely never gonna say that, because he's too young. But he's got that rawness about them where he's, you know, he sees a pass, he wants to hit it. He's not looking for the safe option. And you know, when you've got a midfielder next to him like Declan Rice, who pretty much this whole tournament has always just gone with the safe option, you need someone alongside him that can break the lines, that can penetrate, that can put that needle threading pass in. And Mainoo's been great for England, you know, so far. I like a midfield three of Bellingham, Rice and Mainoo. I do. That's a really promising midfield three for me. But yeah, Mainoo, yeah, Rio Ferdinand, since Mainoo has the wow factor, and could he be one of the greats? Let's see, man. Let's see. He's a player, like I said, with rawness. You know, the physicality hasn't been a problem so far. He's young, but don't let that fool you. You know, he's a young player who's been able to come in and not really get bullied off the ball. He's able to hold his own, and that's the first step. You know, you're a young player coming into a position like midfield in particular as well, where, you know, a lot of the battle is fought in midfield. Games are won and lost in midfield. You know. But Kobbie's managed to come in, and he's done great. Could he be one of the greats for England? Who knows? Who knows? It's early doors, because we've seen players come and go over the years. You know, have great starts to their career, injuries, or they get in trouble outside of the pitch, or they lose focus, or a big deal, and then they, you know, stop working as hard. It happens. But Mainoo is the sort of player we need if we're going to win the Euros. Mainoo is the sort of player we need to be on top form, because if he's on top form, then that Spain midfield's going to have huge problems. Kobbie Mainoo, hey, he could be the key, because we've always had this whole tournament. We've had Rice in, we've had Bellingham in, we've had Foden in, but it seems once Mainoo was in the squad, that really unlocked them to attacking. That really allowed them to stay further up the pitch, because you've got Mainoo that can carry the ball and find them in those tough positions. You know, Rice wasn't really doing that. Rice's role seemingly so far has been more defensive, and that's not to knock Rice. because he's done well, and England's defence has been okay for the most part. You know, it's hard to criticise because we've got this far. You know, it's not like we've been losing loads of games or getting battered. You know, we managed to get to the finals. So let's see. Kobbie Mainoo could be the one to take England to the promised land. Well, he'll certainly be a factor in it. But let's see with Kobbie Mainoo, man.